such a hard time. He ain't doing different. He lined up D-Haven, stole his life and identity. He lined up Big L, stole his life and identity. He lined up Dame Dash, stole his life, identity, and took his love.
I guess they protect child. That's how you protect a child. You know, dating her at the age of 30-some years old, and she's 17, 18 years old.
The conversation around Jay-Z and Beyonce has blown up into one of the biggest entertainment debates of the year, spreading way beyond the harmless joke that kicked it off. What started as playful banter suddenly evolved into heavier speculation, with many saying the moment crossed a line involving two of the most influential and most private icons in music. Jay-Z and Beyonce have built their empire with discipline, artistry, and razor-tight control over their public image. But once a symbolic clip surfaced that seemed to hint at another artist's controversy, fans immediately began digging beneath the surface, tying it to long-running industry tensions. And the second Beyonce's name got pulled in, everything shifted, sparking far more debate and curiosity than anyone could have predicted.
I want you to open that up because I want you to be able to make. I want you to be able to make the face that you really want to make. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, open it now. Go ahead, open it now. You ain't gotta wait. Ain't nobody gonna take nothing from you. Oh no, he did. No, he did.
Thank you.
No, you ain't know you gotta count that thing.
Go ahead, count up.
Count
Let
money.
me hold your
You
envelope.
gotta always pay your taxes.
Huh? Oh no, he didn't do that. I'ma hand him them little 520s. He's gonna be like, nah, big dog. Now Uncle Diddy, he gonna hey.
You a legend already. You have Diddy these rats.
Yeah, you know.
$1,000.
I just counted.
Explained everything that Puff did. Diddy, as y'all know him as. Everything he did as far as the drug trafficking, having people bring him drugs, having people kidnapped, taken from their home, sitting up for hours in warehouses being given polygraph tests, beating of women, holding women over balconies. They prove that he bribed witnesses, tried to give certain people money. I guess it's not a bribery because there was no criminal charges, brought up prior to that. That's what the defense tried to say. But offering people money, selling lawsuits, things that he wasn't supposed to be guilty of, but he quick to settle them, quick to offer people money. The prosecution did that whole thing. They went through that whole gambit. Ain't nobody paying nobody no money if they ain't guilty of nothing. Not him. It was a lot of things that the prosecution did their job into showing us. Not only this guy's not a good guy, this guy behavior.
Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, daddy. You putting in that work. I'm proud of you. I love you.
When the artist dropped a video casually pouring bottles of baby oil onto the sidewalk, most people laughed it off as a silly joke, until the timing made everyone pause. With Diddy's trial dominating headlines, viewers began reading the clip as a quiet nod to the controversy. What looked like a throwaway stunt instantly changed tone once social media detectives tied it to past industry connections, turning a simple moment into a wave of theories and speculation that stretched way beyond what the artist ever intended.
Let me stick on this, man, because if Gene Bill start crying, what the baby gonna do? we should have our rights too. Lil Nas, for doing that, should be canceled. If that's the case. Because I'm sure that offended some people that are heterosexual. Mario Sanchez out there in Illinois, thanks for tapping in. Torrance Avon, he said him and his son was offended. Yeah, come on, man. And it's all right for you to feel like that, Torrance. Torrance or Terrence? It was Torrance Avon. It's all right for you to feel like that. And nobody should, because you feel like that, nobody should be mad at you because you feel like that. But these people want to get mad at people that are because they don't agree with that lifestyle. That's all right. I have a right not to agree with that.
Things got even messier when years of unconfirmed online chatter resurfaced. Claims that several well-known celebrities had attended Diddy's exclusive gatherings. Some described them as normal Hollywood events, while others painted them as unusually secretive, though none of it was ever proven. As attention on Diddy intensified, the line between rumor and reality blurred, pulling the artist who posted that symbolic video straight into the spotlight. Then, out of nowhere, Beyoncé's name came back up as old photos, past collaborations, and vague theories were recycled across social platforms. Some viewers saw the clip as commentary on anyone who'd ever crossed paths with Diddy, even though nothing had been verified. And because Beyoncé is known for her privacy and careful brand discipline, her fans shut down the speculation immediately, while others claimed Jay-Z subtly stepped in, not to validate any rumors, but to stop wild narratives from spiraling any further.
Was there when he first started dating Beyonce at 17, 18, he was 30-something. You didn't know his age. I look back and see how old Jay-Z was. I think Jay-Z was born in like 69 or 67. Something like that, 67 right there? 69. I think he was born in 69. Beyonce, they said she was born in 81. You understand? But back then, in 81, when we was in the club together, 98, 99, she wasn't even supposed to be in the club, but she was in the club. It was Club Eugene's, and Jay was dating her. And at that time, if you look at Jay's age, he was about 30 years old. So, isn't she still somewhat a child? To me, she is. But I guess they protect child. That's how you protect a child. Dating her at the age of 30-some years old, and she's 17, 18 years old. If that's her true age. We really don't know her true age because Gabrielle Union said she went to junior high school with her, and Gabrielle Union is considered 6-7 years older than Beyonce age that she getting. So we really don't know. You know what I'm saying? But to get back to your letter, I believe that the lawyer was doing what he did, and he threw shade at Puff in the interim of that by saying that all celebrities, you may think all celebrities are alike, you know what I'm saying? He know he's under this situation with Puff. But you got to look at this right here. They sent him a letter. Busby sent him a letter for two reasons, I believe. To open up the floodgate, just like that 1-800 bad boy number did, and people start calling in saying what Puff did to them. Because he already had that information from that person when they first did the suit against Puff. She made those allegations back then. So he sent him a letter saying, yo, listen to me, man. Hey, let's not let this go anywhere. Pay this off and we can walk away from it. And for what we know and what we've heard, that the girl information may not be totally right. Because I know in 2000, what she just said, and me being there and around, I know the atmosphere, I know the players, I know how we moved and how we didn't move. You understand what I'm saying? So now, I know what she said about 2000 was wrong. I don't know, I'm not talking about what actually happened to her. I can't speak on what actually happened to her, but I can speak on the atmosphere that what she spoke on and how she got there. It wasn't happening. So now, to get back, they sent Jay this letter. Jay, nah, that ain't me. Got with his lawyers and them and everything. His lawyers and them wrote that shit up. And now he presenting to the people like he wrote it. Everybody know that if he's stealing rhymes and he's stealing bars, I know that's your man, Mighty. But you know there's a lot of bars and a lot of...
But you know how this industry works. Big moments come with big reactions. When the final verdict in Diddy's trial dropped, it instantly shifted the tone across the entertainment world. The news that one of hip-hop's most dominant figures had been found guilty on federal transportation charges shocked audiences and marked a turning point nobody saw coming. Diddy was given a 50-month sentence after being convicted on 2 counts under the Mann Act, a ruling that sent shockwaves far beyond the courtroom. For years, whispers and speculation had followed him, but this time, a jury ruled that some of those long-debated concerns carried real legal weight. Overnight, scattered rumors turned into a defining moment that permanently changed public perception.
Man, looking at these pictures, Diddy in court, the artist got him, you know, looking at these pictures with Diddy in court, bruh, the artist got him crying. The artist got a hold in his head. The artist got him dropping to his knees at the time of the verdict, crying on the chair. My heart goes out and it says, come and feed them beans. I can care less about his sadness. I can care less about him being in pain. I can care less about what he has to be faced with in court or in jail now. I don't have no remorseful feelings for him, bro. You understand? This is somebody that at one time I would have given my own life for. And to know this was trying to get people to take my life because I was trying to teach them to be right by people and tell them to be right by people. I have no remorse for this dude, bro. To see him like that, I know there is a God. And you can feel all the way you want to feel about me. You can say whatever you want to say about me. But karma is a mother. And if it ever gets back to you, when you have done somebody wrong, not just me, I'm not saying me, I'm saying when you have done people wrong, you have done goals of people wrong, to see him on his knees begging like that, I would say something, but the LGBT community be after me. So you'll never hear me say it, so I don't want to get in trouble.
What stood out the most was the sudden silence from many of Diddy's former associates. People who once praised him began distancing themselves, not wanting their names tied to his downfall. Anyone who had appeared at his events or private functions found themselves under renewed scrutiny as social media users dug through old footage, photos, and interviews to trace his circle. Details from the trial only added fuel. Witnesses described tightly controlled environments that blurred the line between influence and misuse of power, alleging pressure, strict oversight, and an atmosphere where criticism wasn't welcomed. Although Diddy's legal team argued many claims were exaggerated or misunderstood, public opinion had already been shaped by a mix of testimony, rumor, and years of unresolved questions.
And God showed him. He can make you, he can break you. And I'ma say it again. You might get flagged for this. I'm happier than a barrel of bruh. Don't you see the smile on my face? Bruh, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I don't have no sympathy at all. Cause I know he can play all the games he wanna play. Did he have sympathy when he said, I don't give a f*** if Pac gotta die. I don't give a f*** if Big gotta die. Suge Knight can go to jail. Did he have any sympathy when he said to Wolf, I don't need you no more? Meech said, I don't need you no more. Set him off. Did he have sympathy when he told D. Ferg, nah, I can't do that. Nah, I don't with you. Nah, I can't do that like that. Did he have sympathy when he said to Wolf Mama, your son has delusions of grandeur. All he want to do is smoke weed and get high. Do you have sympathy for the notorious Big Mama? Talking about, I didn't go to the funeral. He ain't go to the funeral. Did he have sympathy for Craig Mack? Did he have sympathy for Black Rob to make sure he did the right thing by them? And he sure didn't have no damn sympathy for me when he told dudes to come at me. So looking at those pictures, bruh,
After the verdict, the big question became who else might have known what was going on behind the scenes, and speculation quickly shifted toward other high-profile names, including Beyoncé and Jay-Z. Online users dug up old photos, distant industry connections, and previous collaborations, suggesting they had once moved within similar circles. The ruling amplified everything, turning casual internet chatter into bigger conversations about reputation, judgment, and proximity, who supported Diddy during his rise and who quietly pulled back when things turned serious. Jay-Z and Beyoncé were pulled in not because of evidence, but simply because of their legacy of privacy and refusal to address rumors. Then, the symbolic video appearing at the exact moment Diddy's conviction dominated social media made people project even more meaning onto it, feeding an already sensitive narrative shaped by years of public whispers.
I can tell you about Sean Carter. Being embarrassed and being rejected are things he does not handle well. You know, a lot of people say, oh, you're crazy. He didn't do anything to Big L. He didn't do anything to Lamont Coleman. But I think people tend to forget, if Dame had successfully signed Lamont to Rockefeller, we wouldn't even know about Reasonable Doubt. It would have stayed a cult classic, probably sold 750,000. If Lamont Coleman had signed to Rockefeller, he would have been the star. He's always removed anything that can make him look as average as he is. I don't know how many times they used to tell the story, oh, he has a photographic memory. He remembers all of his lyrics, yet he's always had a teleprompter in the floor at his shows. That's why he would always sit down and look down at make it look like he was looking at his shoes. No, he was reading the lyrics. He is a magician. Everything you see about him is an illusion. But what he loves most is controlling youth.
Well, that was something Nas said way back, saying, yeah, he was indulging with these back with R. Kelly.
And I wish I hadn't signed paperwork. And I wish I had to take your money. I wish.
Well, there's a lot of it you can't say.
Everybody else that didn't. I spent my time collecting these people. And they will have their day, and we will all get justice.
But what's crazy to me is, like, I don't see how anyone can come after you and call you crazy when we're going through it. And this is Aaliyah, Rihanna, Beyonce. There's a history of these.
Inga Marchand, also known as Foxy Brown, one of his first female artists, who was the little cousin of DJ Clark Kent, who just passed away from some cancer we didn't even know he had.
Now, she's denying it, but many say it's because she signed an NDA. Is that why?
Well, she did sign an NDA, and he's still paying her and her mother's bills right now. If anyone should be ashamed, it should be Inga. All of those diseases that she contracted from all of that unprotected with him. And I'm
allegedly.
not saying alleged. You say allegedly. I'm not, because I know it to be true. She had with my cousin right after that. She burned him. She set the numbers for the CDC in Philly on a new high at 15, 16, 17 years old. She was running all around Philadelphia because Jay-Z promised her that they could be, normal when she wasn't with Corrupt. Corrupt was her fake boyfriend, which is why when they tried to use her to say that she was actually in the car and there with Keefy D and all of that,
A new lawsuit has now surfaced listing Jay-Z, Beyonce, and LeBron James as potential witnesses in a case connected to Diddy. And even though it sounds wild, the filing is very real and was submitted in court today. The suit names several additional defendants tied to Diddy, including individuals mentioned in earlier reports. According to the document, a man named Joseph Monterano is bringing claims against Diddy along with Eric Brendan Paul, who came up after Diddy's home search, Alio Estienne, and Audria English, a former dancer who worked at Diddy's major events. Monterano alleges he was given harmful substances, transported without consent, and targeted by what he calls a coordinated criminal operation beginning in 2015. Accusations now heading toward legal review.
Lawsuit that is naming Jay-Z, Beyonce, and LeBron James as witnesses of a freak-off. And this is not an April Fool's joke. This lawsuit was actually filed in court today. And it has other defendants listed with Diddy that I'm sure you've heard of before, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. This lawsuit was filed by a man named Joseph Manzaro against Diddy, another man named Eric, Brendan Paul, which is Diddy's alleged substance mule that got arrested after Diddy was raided, Emilio Estefan, and Audria English, the woman that filed the lawsuit against Diddy, who worked as a dancer during Diddy's white parties. This man is alleging that he was given substances and then transported against his will. And
in Hollywood, pressure rarely arrives loudly. It shows up through quiet signals, missed calls, canceled meetings, or opportunities that mysteriously disappear. Many observers believe that kind of behind-the-scenes pressure became visible when a harmless joke spread far wider than anyone expected. Rumors suggested Jay-Z privately indicated he didn't want Beyoncé's name dragged into unnecessary debates. And for any artist navigating a sensitive moment, even subtle pushback from someone with his influence can be powerful, shifting conversations and shaping outcomes without a single public statement, reminding everyone how carefully reputations are managed behind closed doors.
She has a deal there, and they know I know her. So, but
how long have you known her?
Wow, a long time.
How long? 10 years?
However long she's been recording. That's when I met her.
Well, don't you remember how long it was?
Yeah, when I met her. I mean,
Was it 5 years ago? Was it?
I met her 10 years ago. But
Did you say to yourself at that time, "Wow"?
That's a fantastic talent.
Was that what you said?
Yeah. Yeah, because
you saw talent before you saw talent before you saw anything else.
Because she was singing.
It was a setup. It was a scam. I'm saying that now, publicly. Dream Hampton spearheaded the Surviving R. Kelly campaign, which fueled the Me Too campaign. And that was all funded by Sean Carter to make sure that Robert Kelly went to jail. Get his lick back. Why is nobody understanding that Dream Hampton was being financed and ran by Sean Carter? They were able to go and get all of these witnesses because he was there with Robert Kelly. How does Jay-Z sit down with Gayle King and she not ask him one question about the intersection between him and Aaliyah and Robert Kelly? This is insane that people keep refusing to see what's right there. If the Me Too movement were real, why aren't they speaking now? They've also been very quiet in this time of the Diddler's downfall.
Jaguar,
guess they on vacation.
If this goes to court, Jaguar, do you think that the world is going to be shocked by what comes out?
Oh, absolutely. I just don't know why they are. It's been happening in front of everyone's faces for decades. For decades.
How many victims?
What's the difference between me and Judy Garland? Social media.
How many victims?
There was none for her.
How many victims potentially do you think there could be?
Thousands. Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim?
Keeping people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. Unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about, Pierce.
Listen, like I said, Jay-Z and Beyonce are not here, unfortunately, to respond to that.
I know. I'm just being honest with you.
No, you're perfectly entitled to your views, obviously. Kim Porter,
yes.
A new book claims that Diddy may have been involved in her early death. What do you think of that?
I think people should really look into that more. I am friends with Albie.
People began asking whether these stars were close friends, casual industry contacts, or simply part of a larger entertainment network the public never fully sees. What remains undeniable is that there's no evidence linking them to any wrongdoing. Still, in the world of social media, silence often invites speculation. Jay-Z's calm, calculated approach likely reflects a deliberate effort to protect his family's legacy, ensuring that decades of success and cultural impact stay untouched by rumors or narratives with no factual grounding.